We all know now that Gucci has invested in a Formula One team, right? But what do they have to do with this Brazilian man who fled from Japan stuffed in a literal box? If you don't know who he is, his name is Carlos Ghosn. He used to be the CEO for Renault and Nissan back when they had their partnership. While he was the CEO, he took it upon himself to raid the coffers. He embezzled the shit out of them. He bought real estate, he bought a fucking yacht, he paid bribes. Naturally, it all caught up with him. He was arrested in Japan, indicted on like embezzlement, fraud, all kinds of stuff. What he did next, though, is bananas. This guy hired ex Special Forces operatives to stuff him in a box meant for audio equipment, and then they smuggled him in the dead of night on a private jet bound for Lebanon. And if you didn't think it'd get worse, this bitch didn't even pay them. Like, the irony to embezzle all that money and then you're not even going to pay the guys who are helping you flee. I don't know about you, but the last thing I want to do is piss off a guy who's in Special Forces. So anyway, what does this have to do with Gucci being in Formula One? It starts with this man, Luca Di Maio. He was hired to fix the shit show that Ghosn left Renault in by taking all their money. He had a long history in the automotive industry. He's really successful as a CEO, and Renault hired him to kind of just fix the shenanigans that Carlos left them in. And he did. And so, sidetracking to Gucci, specifically the parent company Kering, they have been in the weeds. It's, I think, 10 consecutive quarters of falling revenue. It's quarter after quarter down. Everything's down. So they hired Luca Di Maio, which was already surprising in and of itself because his career is automotive. I was actually really surprised at this news, but I figured Gucci needs to do something different. The leadership, it's just not working. Revenue keeps going down. It seemed like they were just kind of treading water while still making billions, of course. And one of his first orders of business was to sell off the fragrance division to L'Oreal, which I was surprised at. I thought he would sell off one of the smaller houses like McQueen. That's honestly what I thought he was going to do. But no, they sold off to L'Oreal. They're actually, I think, having a little issue with that because they were in partnership with Coty up until, I think, the end of this year, maybe next year, 2027. And Cody's suing. They'll figure it out. They also sold off some real estate. Ultimately, they needed some cash. I thought it was just a way to try and balance the books and bring in more cash. I didn't realize that he had a plan to bring his two worlds together and invest in a Formula One team. Starting in 2027, it's going to be the Gucci Racing Alpine Formula One team. If you don't know anything about Formula One, they were really big worldwide, not as much in the US. Until Netflix released a reality series, basically, called Drive to Survive, which is basically a behind the scenes of a Formula One season. And that show catapulted Formula One in the US. And US consumers spend money. So the billions that Formula One was worth before is even more billions now. And it's not any Formula One team, it's Alpine. Alpine is under the Renault group. Renault is where Luca Di Maio was the CEO before he came to Kering. So yeah, that's basically how the Brazilian criminal who absconded from Japan and who's now wanted also by France and I think possibly the US has to do with Gucci entering Formula One. And while this is a really big gamble because it takes millions to invest in Formula One, but to invest and be a title partner with naming rights, it costs a lot. But on balance, the potential for revenue is there. Formula One fans are passionate, they are dedicated, and they're loyal to the teams that they follow and the drivers. And in the last month, since they announced this new Gucci Formula One partnership, the Kering share price has gone up slightly. So I think it's a positive thing for Gucci. They needed to do something different anyway. Hiring Luca Di Maio was way out of left field in my opinion, but I think this could really turn it around for them.